Brothers and sisters in Christ, stop everything you are doing and give your full attention to these words, because something extraordinary has happened and heaven has decided to speak urgently. Just 48 hours ago, the Virgin Mary manifested a sorrowful sign in Medjugorje, and what has been revealed about tomorrow at noon has the power to definitively alter the course of humanity. If this message has reached you, it was not by chance or out of curiosity. It was a direct call from heaven, a final gesture of love to reach your soul before time runs out. As beloved children of Mary, listen with open hearts, because what will be shared now cannot be postponed or ignored. The Heavenly Mother spoke with a gravity never seen in 2,000 years of Christianity, and those who close their ears or harden their hearts may carry this regret for all eternity. In the next few moments, it will be revealed what is about to manifest and why Mary wept repeatedly while transmitting this message, and also what needs to be done tonight to protect your soul and that of your family. Something so powerful that heaven itself awaits it. I eagerly hope you understand. The exact prayer entrusted to you since ancient times as a spiritual shield capable of changing destinies will be delivered to you. If, upon hearing all this, you feel a tightness in your chest or an inner burning, know that it is not a passing emotion. It is your soul recognizing the truth. And each gesture of support allows this warning to reach other lost souls. For God uses even modern means to touch those in need. In these last days, the atmosphere seems different, the air heavier, the heart restless, as if something immense were at the door. Perhaps you have had strange dreams, sudden awakenings in the early morning, or signs that repeat insistently. This is not imagination or coincidence. It is the spiritual harbinger of the great awakening announced by the Heavenly Mother. It all began 3 nights ago when, in a simple and forgotten place consecrated to prayer, an elderly servant prayed silently, and at the hour of mercy, everything was filled with an intense light. The candles went out, silence enveloped the place, and Mary made herself present. She wept tears that were not ordinary, tears of blood that fell upon the world, marking points of pain and decision. When questioned, she responded with profound sadness that she wept because her children would be faced with a definitive choice between her son and the world, between light and darkness, between truth and falsehood. Humanity has reached a level of estrangement from God never before seen, not even in the darkest times of history. Hearts created to love have been lost. Technology has led the soul astray. Selfishness has generated destruction. Mothers weep, children suffer, families break apart, and sacred life is despised. We live in a critical time where evil disguises itself as good and darkness tries to advance. But it is precisely now that the light of God desires to shine more brightly. That is why Mary returns as an afflicted mother to warn and guide. God will not abandon humanity because he loves each one of you, but before intervention, it is necessary to awaken, open your hearts, and return to the light while there is still time. And my beloved children, listen with attentive hearts. I speak to you as a mother who walks with you, who knows your pains, your fears, and the silent battles we face every day. In light of all that you see and experience, do not allow discouragement to take root in your souls. Evil arises when hearts weaken, but it does not prevail where there is living faith, sincere trust, and true surrender to God. My children, have faith, not a superficial faith, sustained only when everything is going well, but a firm faith, tested in silence, in long nights, and in days when there seem to be no answers. It is in these times that you are called to be stronger, not by the strength of the world, but by the strength that springs from divine grace. When everything around you tries to confuse you, remember who you are and to whom we belong, and I call you to remain steadfast. Do not let yourselves be led astray by fear, nor by the voices that lead your hearts away from the path of love, truth, and obedience to God. The world often promises comfort but delivers emptiness. It promises freedom but imprisons the soul. Remain in the calling entrusted to you, even when it demands renunciation, silence, and perseverance. My children, evil grows stronger when it finds divided hearts. Therefore, be upright, be vigilant, be faithful. Guard your homes, your thoughts, and your choices. Do not allow despair to steal the peace that God wishes to pour upon you. Where there is faith, there will be light. Where there is faithfulness, there will be protection. Walk with courage. I am with you, interceding for every step, welcoming every tear, and presenting your struggles to the merciful heart of God. Trust. Even when everything seems uncertain, heaven is not silent, and the love of God is ever-present. God never abandons those who remain steadfast in his calling. My beloved children, draw near and listen attentively, for I speak to the depths of your souls. I know the weight you carry in your hearts, the anxieties that rob you of rest, the doubts that try to weaken your trust in God. Nothing you experience is foreign to me. As a mother, I observe every tear that falls silently and every battle fought far from the eyes of the world. Therefore I tell you, do not be afraid. The faith that God has planted in you is not small, even if it now seems fragile. Faced with the evil that rises up, do not let yourselves be overcome by confusion or despair. Evil makes noise, threatens, tries to frighten, but it does not have the last word. When everything seems to darken, it is because you are called to be light. When faith is tested, it is because it is being purified. God allows struggles not to destroy you, but to strengthen you, so that you may learn to trust not in your own strength, but in the grace that comes from above. My children, be stronger and more steadfast in my calling. This calling is not light in the eyes of the world, for it demands constancy, fidelity, and courage. It asks that you not compromise the truth, even when it isolates you. It asks that you remain faithful, even when you are misunderstood. Many turn away because the path seems demanding, but those who persevere discover a peace that the world cannot offer. Guard your hearts. Evil does not enter all at once. It approaches slowly, through small concessions, through choices that seem harmless. Watch your thoughts, your words, and your attitudes. Be attentive to what nourishes your soul. That which you cultivate in silence grows within you, whether light or shadow. Choose day by day that which draws you closer to God. My children, do not become accustomed to sin, nor treat grace as something commonplace. Heaven moves when a heart decides to remain faithful. Even when you stumble, rise with humility. God does not tire of you. His love is greater than your falls and stronger than your weaknesses. What he expects is a heart willing to start over, without pride, without hardening, without losing hope. The world is living through times of confusion, and many walk without direction, guided by fear, haste, and inner emptiness. You, however, are called to walk against the current, sustained by faith, trust, and obedience. Do not follow everything the world applauds, for not everything that seems good leads to life. Discern, remain firm, and do not stray from the truth that has been entrusted to you. I walk with you, my children. I am not distant, nor indifferent to your sorrows. I intercede, accompany, sustain, and guide those who allow themselves to be guided. When you feel weary, remember that you do not walk alone. Heaven supports you, even when you do not perceive it. Remain firm, even when the path seems long. Remain faithful, even when the world tries to convince you to give up. Victory does not belong to those who run fastest, but to those who persevere to the end. Trust, my children. God acts in silence, strengthens in hiddenness, and prepares great graces for those who do not abandon his calling. My beloved children, listen attentively to what I tell you as a mother who watches over each of you. In the face of all that happens, do not allow the world to enter your home and steal the peace that God wishes to pour out upon your families. Your homes are sacred places, destined for love, for the silence that welcomes, for the presence of God that strengthens. When the world enters without discernment, it brings confusion, division, and spiritual coldness. My children, be vigilant. Not everything the world offers edifies your soul. Many things seem harmless, but little by little they distance hearts from God, weaken faith, and harden love. Guard your homes with zeal. Take care of what enters through your eyes, your ears, and your thoughts. A protected home is one where God is remembered, respected, and placed at the center of life. Pray, my children. Prayer sustains what the world tries to destroy. When you stop praying, your heart becomes vulnerable and your spirit weakens. Many have been lost because they have turned away from prayer, because they have stopped listening to God's voice and have begun to follow only the noise of the world. Prayer is not a burden. It is a refuge. It is not an empty obligation. It is a living encounter with the Father's love. My children, how many walk without direction, seeking to fill voids with fleeting things, forgetting that the soul only finds rest in God? Do not follow this path. Be firm, be persevering, even when you are few, even when you are misunderstood. The faithfulness of a sincere heart can save an entire family. Do not allow discouragement, coldness, or indifference to take root in your homes. Where prayer is lacking, love grows cold. Where faith is lacking, fear grows. But where there is trust in God, even in difficulties, grace manifests itself and evil finds no space to remain. I ask you, my children, return to the essential. Return to God. Return to faith lived with sincerity. Return to caring for your souls and for those entrusted to you. There is still time. Heaven does not abandon those who choose to remain faithful. Walk with hope. Even seeing many lost, do not lose faith. A steadfast heart, a protected home, and persevering faith are light in the midst of darkness. I am with you, caring for, interceding for, and guiding all those who choose not to let the world dominate what belongs to God. I speak to you as a mother who observes the journey of each one, who knows the hidden struggles, the unseen wounds, and the weariness that weighs upon your souls. In light of all that you have experienced, I ask you with love and firmness, do not let the world enter your home. Protect what God has entrusted to you, for your homes are not just walls, but places where faith must breathe, where love needs to be cultivated, and where the presence of God must be honored. My children, the world approaches silently. He doesn't knock violently. He enters little by little, through habits that seem normal, through words that weaken faith, through choices that distance the heart from God without being noticed. When least expected, prayer has already been set aside, dialogue has become scarce, and peace has been replaced by restlessness. Be vigilant, for what is not cared for is lost, and what is not protected weakens. Pray, my children. Prayer is the force that sustains the home when everything seems unstable. It unites what the world tries to divide, heals what has been wounded, and illuminates what is confused. Many have been lost because they stopped praying, because they trusted only in themselves, believing they could walk without God. The heart that does not pray becomes vulnerable, and the soul that does not seek God ends up feeding on voids that are never filled. My children, how many homes today live in cold silence? Not the silence that brings peace, but the silence of distance, of misunderstanding, and of absence of true love. This happens when God is no longer invited to remain. I tell you, a home where prayer is offered is not a home without problems, but it is a home where evil does not take root. It is a home where hope is reborn even after falls. Do not allow your children to grow up without knowing faith, without learning the value of prayer, respect, and trust in God. The world teaches easy paths, but these paths lead to the loss of the soul. Be living examples not only with words but with actions. Faith transmitted through witness remains more than any empty teaching. My children, many have been lost because they exchanged the eternal for the fleeting, the sacred for the convenient, the truth for what pleases the eyes. Do not do the same. Remain steadfast, even when you are few, even when you are criticized for choosing to live according to God's will. Heaven sees your faithfulness, even though the world does not understand it. I ask you to return to the essentials. Return to prayer made with sincerity, to faith lived daily, to care for your heart and your home. Do not wait for pain to force you to seek God. Choose Him now, while there is still time, while grace still gently calls you. I walk with you, my children. I intercede for your families, for your homes, and for every heart that struggles to remain faithful. Do not be discouraged when you see so many straying. A lit flame can illuminate an entire house. Be that flame. Guard your homes, pray with perseverance, and do not let the world take the place that belongs only to God. My beloved children, listen attentively and let these words descend to the depths of your hearts. I speak to you as a mother who loves, who cares, and who never abandons. Understand, my children, that the times in which you live demand vigilance, discernment, and a firmer faith. The world is full of chaos and destruction, and many hearts are led astray by fear, confusion, and loss of hope. Therefore, I ask you, pray, my children, that you may be stronger. The strength I speak of does not spring from pride or self-sufficiency, but from confident surrender to God. When the world trembles, when everything seems unstable, it is prayer that sustains the soul and prevents the heart from being lost. Many have fallen because they have stopped praying, because they have come to trust only in themselves and have distanced themselves from the source of grace. Do not follow this path, my children. A heart that prays remains standing even amidst the storms. Understand, my children, that the chaos you see is not merely external. It begins within the hearts that turn away from God, that reject the truth, and that feed on emptiness. When faith weakens, fear grows. When prayer is forgotten, the soul becomes vulnerable. Therefore, I call upon you to be stronger, not yielding to the world's temptations, not compromising what is holy, not abandoning the path that leads you to life. Pray, my children, even when weariness is great. Pray when hope seems distant. Pray when you don't know what to do. Prayer doesn't just change circumstances. It first transforms the heart, strengthens the spirit, and gives light to get through difficult days. A heart that prays does not allow itself to be dominated by darkness, even when walking amidst it. My children, be strong in faith, firm in your choices, and persevering in good. Do not become accustomed to the violence, lies, and coldness that spread throughout the world. Do not allow this to become normal in your lives. Be signs of peace where there is conflict, signs of hope where there is despair, signs of light where everything seems lost. I know that many feel weak, tired, and overwhelmed, but I tell you, God does not abandon those who trust in Him. Even when you don't realize it, grace sustains you, heaven accompanies you, and every sincere prayer is heard. Do not be discouraged by your falls. Rise with humility and continue on your path. My children, these are difficult times, but God's mercy is greater. There is still time to return, to strengthen your faith, to protect your souls, and to choose good. Be stronger, my children, not through hardness of heart, but through faithfulness. Be firmer, not through fear, but through trust in God. I walk with you, I intercede for you, and I envelop you with my maternal care. Persevere in prayer, keep the faith, and do not allow the chaos of the world to steal what God has planted in your hearts. Where there is prayer, evil does not prevail. Where there is faith, destruction does not have the last word. My beloved children, draw near with open hearts and let my words find a dwelling place in your souls. I speak to you as a mother who knows the weight of these times, who sees the anguish you carry and the battles you face in silence. Understand, my children, that the world is going through days of great confusion. The chaos and destruction you see do not only arise outside, but are born first in hearts that have turned away from God, that have lost the sense of the sacred and have allowed themselves to be led by fear and coldness. Therefore, I ask you, my children, pray, not as an empty habit, but as a living refuge, as a true encounter with God. Prayer strengthens what the world tries to break, sustains what seems about to fall, and illuminates the paths when everything seems dark. Many feel weak because they have stopped seeking the strength that comes from above. The heart that does not pray tires more quickly, is easily confused, and loses hope with more pain. Understand, my children, that being strong is not about not crying, not feeling fear, nor carrying everything alone. To be strong is to trust even when you don't understand, to remain faithful even when everything invites you to give up, to choose good when evil seems easier. The world offers you quick solutions, but they don't heal the soul. Promises security, but delivers unrest. Only God is firm rock when everything around crumbles. My children, the chaos that spreads tries to normalize violence, lies, indifference, and selfishness. Do not allow this to become part of your lives. Guard your thoughts, your words, and your choices. What you accept in your heart shapes who you will become. Be vigilant, for evil does not always present itself clearly. Often it disguises itself as ease, immediate pleasure, false truths. Pray, my children, that you may be stronger inwardly. The strength that comes from God does not break in tribulations. It allows you to go through pain without losing faith, to face losses without losing love, and to live amidst chaos without becoming part of it. A heart strengthened by prayer does not allow itself to be overcome by despair, even when walking through difficult valleys. I know that many of you are tired, overwhelmed, and even discouraged. I see when you think of giving up, when you feel that your strength has reached its limit. But I tell you, God does not abandon those who persevere. Even when you don't feel it, He acts. Even when everything seems at a standstill, heaven moves in favor of those who trust. My children, be stronger, not by hardening your hearts, but by deepening your faith. Be firmer, not through imposition, but through silent faithfulness. The world needs souls that remain standing when everything falters, hearts that choose to love when hatred grows, children who trust when hope seems distant. I walk with you every step of the way. I intercede for your sorrows, I present your struggles to God, and I envelop you with my maternal care. Do not be discouraged by seeing so much destruction around you. The light is always stronger than the darkness, even if it seems small. Remain in faith, persevere in prayer, and be stronger, my children. For those who trust in God never walk alone. In the face of all that happens around you, I ask you with love and firmness, do not let the world enter your home. Your homes are not merely places of rest, but sacred spaces where God desires to dwell, where faith must be nurtured, and where love needs to be protected. When the world enters without discernment, it brings unrest, division, and spiritual coldness. My children, be steadfast. The steadfastness I ask of you is not hardness of heart, but faithfulness. Do not allow customs, thoughts, and choices contrary to God's will to become normal in your family life. The world teaches us to relativize what is holy, to treat sin as something common and faith as something secondary. Do not accept this. What seems small today can profoundly weaken the soul tomorrow. Guard your homes with zeal. Take care of what enters through your eyes and ears, what occupies your time, and what governs your conversations. A home where God is forgotten becomes vulnerable. A home where faith is lived, even with limitations, remains standing in the storms. Do not wait for disorder to take hold before seeking protection. Be vigilant while there is still peace. My children, many have been lost because they have given in little by little. It wasn't a great fall, but small concessions, small distractions, small choices made without prayer and without discernment. Therefore, I tell you, be more steadfast. Steadfastness in faith demands constancy, demands renunciation, and often demands going against what the world applauds. Do not allow discouragement to rule your homes. Where faith weakens, fear grows. Where God is left aside, hope fades. But where there is trust, even amidst difficulties, grace finds room to act. A steadfast home is not one without problems, but one that does not abandon God when problems arrive. I walk with you, my children. I see your efforts, your struggles, and the sincere desire to do good. Do not feel alone or incapable. Heaven sustains you when you choose to remain faithful. Be more steadfast, my children. Guard your homes and do not let the world occupy the place that belongs to God. Where faith is preserved, peace finds a dwelling place, and evil does not prevail. My beloved children, receive these words as a call from a mother who watches day and night over each of you. In the face of all that happens in the world, I ask you with tenderness and firmness, do not let the world enter your home. Protect what God has entrusted to you, for your homes are chosen refuges for peace, for true love, and for the presence of God. When the world occupies this space, it brings unrest, confusion, and cools hearts without being noticed. My children, the world does not enter all at once. It approaches slowly, through habits that seem normal, through words that wound faith, through attitudes that distance the heart from God. Little by little, dialogue is lost, silence becomes heavy, and prayer no longer finds time. Be vigilant, for what is not cared for weakens, and what is not protected is lost. Be more steadfast, my children. The firmness I ask of you is not rigidity or harshness, but constant faithfulness. Do not allow that which offends God to become commonplace in your lives. The world teaches us to relativize what is holy, to treat sin as something small and faith as something optional. Do not accept this deception. What seems harmless today can deeply wound the soul tomorrow. Guard your homes with zeal and responsibility. Observe what occupies your thoughts, what governs your conversations, and what nourishes your hearts. A home where God is forgotten becomes vulnerable to divisions and inner emptiness. But a home that seeks to remain firm, even amidst difficulties, becomes a dwelling place of hope and protection. My children, many have been lost because they ceased to be firm. It was not because of one great wrong decision, but because of small concessions made without discernment, because of choices repeated without reflection, because of a faith lived only when it was convenient. Therefore, I call you to awaken. Do not live distracted while the essential is lost. Time demands vigilance, courage, and constancy. Do not allow discouragement, coldness, or indifference to take root in your homes. Where faith weakens, love grows cold. Where God is left aside, fear grows. But where there is faithfulness, even simple faithfulness, grace finds space to act. A strong home is not one without problems, but one that does not abandon God when problems arrive. My children, be examples to one another. Your actions speak louder than many words. Faith lived daily, in patience, forgiveness, and perseverance, builds invisible walls against evil. Do not underestimate the value of a faithful heart within the home. It sustains, protects, and illuminates all around. I walk with you, my children. I see your efforts, your falls, and your attempts to remain steadfast. Do not be discouraged when you feel the weight of the journey. Heaven does not abandon those who choose faithfulness. Be stronger, my children. Guard your homes with love and do not let the world take the place that belongs to God. Where God dwells, peace is established, faith is strengthened, and evil finds no room to dominate.